أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides by His nur whom He wills, and Allah describes examples for the people, and Allah is the knower of all things. We will today ponder a little further into ayaat 5 and 6 of Sura Ar Rahman. Man learns in the ways taught by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches in two ways. One is by the fitra or the instinct. The other is by the amzal or examples. From the fitra or natural instinct, one receives spiritual knowledge, or ilm starts with iman. From the amzal, one receives physical knowledge. The fitra is owing to the Quran in the qalb, written with a nur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ar Rahman allama al-Quran, He taught the Quran, being Ar Rahman. As such, it is operative. That is, the fitra is operative only as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the blessed by His nur. Al is not expressible in worldly languages. It is an attribute added to the nafs. The sadr or the mind cannot acquire it, but can reflect the quality of the nafs attributed by its qalb. It is akin to the moon that reflects sun's light. The nafs is illuminated in total obedience. Total obedience ensues from the unity of the beings, the physical and the spiritual. It happens as the sadr is submissive, allowing the nafs to guide. The nafs, the mind and the body should be as disciplined as the sun and the moon, moving relative to the earth. The earth is the metaphor of the body. The sadr reflects the ilm of the nafs, which is Allah's rahmah, as the moon reflecting the light of the sun. The sun's light is of physical origin, whereas the light of the nafs is of nur. The ayaat in Sura Ar Rahman exhorts the sadr to contemplate on the sun and the moon. They serve without any flaw as ordained by the Rabb. The ayaat is ayaat number 5 of Ar Rahman. Ash-Shams wal-Qamar bi-Husban. The sun and the moon or according to a calculation. The sadr may become obedient by being guided. It may then train obedience to the body and the senses by adhering to the guidance in the Quran. Such guided learning by interacting with the amzal or the examples is called bayan. Bayan imparts physical knowledge. Which leads to Iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ayah number 35 of Sura Ar that is the 24th Surah. He subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals about these two methods of teaching man. Quote, يَهْدِ اللَّهُ لِنُورِهِ مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Allah guides by His nur whom He wills. وَيَضْرِبُ اللَّهُ الْأَمْزَالَ لِلنَّاسِ. And Allah describes examples for the people. When He guides by the nur, the nafs accesses the Quran written with the nur. It is the case of the nafs of the favored believer. It refers to the divine ilm, divine knowledge or ilm. The devotee is in nur as he is guided by nur. It is because the means and the end of nur are the same. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches mankind physical knowledge without any distinction. Also through examples that start with reading or interaction. The reading is the initial reception via the senses that open externally. The main senses of the hearing and the seeing are connected to the fuad or the physical memory. The physical memory originates from the spiritual memory, functioning on the Quran and the qalb. It develops at the expense of the spiritual memory as the child grows to maturity, acquiring physical knowledge. At maturity, he has to access the spiritual repository using the physical faculty, the qalb. One may be guided and blessed, and another may value in ignorance, notwithstanding his material knowledge. Iman is the starting point of ilm. Sustained Iman may lead to the established state of taqwa, by which the devotee is qualified for higher ilm. Thus, bayan is the guided physical path to ilm by Allah's will. Ilm is the food of the nafs, cooked with nur. In the example at ayah number 5 of Sura Ar Rahman, that is, Ash-Shamsu wal-Qamaru bi-Husban, the sun and the moon are according to the calculation. The moon is incapable of having its own light. The moon doesn't have its own light, unlike the sun that emits physical light. Likewise, the sadr cannot have the divine light of Nur. Only the nafs has that capability. Its outward expression is when the sadr reflects iman, expressed as ibadah or worship. In Sura Yasin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالشَّمْسُ تَجْرِي لِمُسْتَقَرٍ لَهَا ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. And the sun speeds fast to its resting place as per the design of the all-knowing Almighty. The Quran also reveals the fate of the moon in the end time when it is joined to the sun. At that time, everything will be plainly clear to the aql. As the sadr, the barrier, vanishes. The second example at ayah number 6, both the vine and the tree are in sajda. وَالنَّجْمُ وَالشَّجَرُ يَسْجُدَانِ. The vine represents the sadr, and the tree, the nafs, the spiritual being. The aql of the intellect is the tolerant tree trunk. It can support the weak and wavering sadr mind. But if the wind overpowers the tree, covering its foliage, it is shut off from the sunlight to the detriment of both the vine and the tree. Sadr should be supported by the aql's wisdom. It would then refrain from transgression and become humble, exposing the nafs to the Nur. A humble sadr is one that is oriented towards the nafs. An arrogant sadr ignores the nafs, looking outward, chasing its likes and dislikes. Like the menacing climber that chokes the tree to death, it kills the wisdom, overpowers the nafs, the qalb gets closed, and darkness spreads as in the night of a moonless sky, and the being will be doomed.